Welcome to Greg Kelly Reports. I'm Joe Pinion in for Greg today. Happy Memorial Day. Well, America is under siege because it turns out the easiest way to destroy a country founded by the faithful is to engage in guerrilla warfare against God. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That was the mission statement of our nation, a republic, if we can keep it. And well before our nation's founding fathers even gave us a Declaration of Independence, we had the Mayflower Compact of 1620, which starts with the phrase, "In the name of God, amen." You see, the people that founded this nation always believed that God is real. So real, in fact, that God didn't need protection. Rather, it was our right to worship or not worship, believe or not believe, that needed clarification and codification. That's how sure they were that God's existence and his love was self-evident. And so we crafted a government that did not mandate submission to any God as a prerequisite to enjoy any rights, because how could man ever intercede to grant or take away rights that come from a self-evident God, whether you choose to believe in him or not? And it was out of this unshakable unifying belief that our nation was born. This foundational premise for which men and women have worn the uniform of this nation and died for. That before our nation promised freedom, before we enshrined our commitment to that freedom in our founding documents, and before our reverence for freedom became the envy of the world, all of that freedom was first endowed by our Creator. And yet, while the framework of our republic endures and the institutions designed to preserve the beliefs we never imagined we would have to protect have survived, they are increasingly attacked, not just by our misguided neighbors, but systemically and systematically by individuals who raised their hand, placed one on a Bible, and took an oath to help our republic, our great experiment in democracy, survive. It is that reckless rancor that delivers scenes like this.
From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Americans screaming, "Kill the Jews," on roads paved with taxpayer dollars, paid for by men and women in uniform who gave what Abraham Lincoln called the last full measure of devotion. Only to have some of our friends and neighbors refer to them as principled protesters. And so it is clear that God is under siege. You can see goodness being held prisoner. You can hear the faithful being called to make a stand. When we witness women and children raped and killed in Gaza, the worst atrocities committed against the Jewish people since the Holocaust, only to watch the Senate Majority Leader of our nation, Chuck Schumer, have harsher words for the Prime Minister of Israel than he has for the terrorist butchers that continue to hold innocent civilians, even Americans, hostage to this day. Well, you can see goodness is under assault. You can see freedom under assault. When you see the churches closed during COVID, but liquor stores deemed essential, you can see faith is under assault. When you see our leaders continuing to push for open borders, knowing that every hour that border is open, more women and children are brutalized, forced to pay an unspeakable, unimaginable price to cartels as they are assaulted sexually time and time again and again, their silent suffering enshrined on cacti and trees, with braziers and tattered clothing hanging as a reminder for the world to see that all of this is happening in the name of the land of freedom. Well, you'd know that America is losing our religion. And so maybe it should come as no surprise that the left now believes that someone as esteemed as Judge Samuel Alito should be forced to recuse himself from cases for the high crime and misdemeanor of flying a flag at his home, a flag that says, "Appeal to heaven." What else would you expect from those who want you to believe that heaven is a lie and that government is the only thing worthy of worship. That flag, by the way, was not born on January 6th. It was born in 1775, born of a sovereign people with the clarity of purpose to declare eternal freedom over their lives, born out of the divine assurance that God had dominion over our shared spiritual experience. And so this nation is an appeal to heaven, and it will only endure if we appeal to heaven once more. And so on this Memorial Day, as we bear witness to protesters, taunting parade goers, commemorating those who gave that last full measure of devotion for this nation, doing so in solidarity with foreign nations that hate the very freedoms that allow these idiots to protest, we should remember those eternal words of Ronald Reagan, that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction, that we didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for and protected. And that must start by remembering the eternal source of our freedom, and then fighting like hell to preserve that appeal to heaven above.